Welcome to Control All Society podcast. We are diving deep today into a really provocative concept, one that lives right there on your home screen, probably nestled somewhere between your email and your streaming service. We're talking about the monetization of feeling itself, the App Store of emotions.
It sounds a bit like science fiction, but it's very much our reality.
It is. And our sources for this deep dive, they analyze something really fundamental.
Yeah.
How technology hasn't just given us new digital tools, but has, completely restructured how we view, seek, and this is the part that gets me, even pay for our own emotional well-being.
That's a huge shift.
A huge shift.
Yeah.
So our mission today is pretty simple, and it's pointed. We want to extract the key insights here. We need to understand the mechanism. How did tech pull this off? How did it so successfully monetize raw human emotion? And why does it feel like every single startup now is, in some way, selling wellness?
And that's really the core angle, right? We'll be looking at how this shift didn't just create a new market category. It turned wellness from this vague personal goal, something you work on internally, into a distinct, definable UX feature, a user experience feature.
A feature you can design and sell.
Exactly. And that changes the entire relationship you have with your phone.
Okay, so let's unpack that. The App Store of Emotions. It's a great term, very evocative, but what does it actually mean in practice?
Well, at its core, it's this idea that specific emotional states are now treated like digital commodities. You can purchase them, subscribe to them, download them.
Like buying a software update?
Precisely. Think about the whole spectrum. You've got hyper-focused productivity on one end, and on the other, deep restorative calm. Connection. These are all packaged, labeled, and sold to you right alongside, your calculator app. You're not just downloading a tool anymore. You are intentionally downloading an emotional outcome.
And that explains something the source material really zeroes in on, which is just how pervasive this is.
Right.
The whole why every startup now sells wellness thing. It's gone so far beyond just mindfulness apps.
Oh, way beyond.
It feels like it's the default value proposition now, even in totally unrelated app categories.
And this is where that monetization dynamic becomes so crucial for you to understand. There's a clear historical shift here. I mean, decades ago, technology sold pure utility, the first email clients. They sold a function. Communication.
So cool.
Early search engines sold information retrieval. The value was in the tool. Now, the pitch isn't just about utility, it's about selling a psychological outcome. We've moved from just helping you do a task to promising that doing the task or just using the interface will make you happier.
So the product is actually the feeling of release you get.
Yes, the psychological relief is the product.
So if I'm hearing this correctly, the industry has basically mapped our emotional friction points. Anxiety, loneliness, feeling disorganized, and then built these neat, purchasable digital solutions for them.
That's a perfect way to put it.
If you're anxious, there's an app for calm, disorganized. There's an app that sells you a feeling of control. And in every case, the real end state you're buying is some version of happiness.
Exactly. And that's what lets us define wellness as a core user experience, a UX feature. It's not just in the ads. The promise is built right into the design, the onboarding, the little notifications you get.
Okay, this is where we need to get specific, though.
Yeah.
How do you package and deliver an emotional state? I mean, for you listening, just saying it's a feature might feel a bit vague. How does an app actually deliver a feeling?
It delivers it through a very structured environment and feedback system. Think of it as psychological scaffolding. The second you open one of these apps, you're in a space that's optimized to reduce your cognitive load, to imply immediate relief.
You mean the design itself, the clean look, the calm colors?
Calm colors, the smooth animations, a minimal interface, it's all reassuring. But the measurement is the key. It's done through metrics we see every day. Streaks, badges, check-ins, these personalized daily reports.
Progress bars.
Progress bars, these little digital signifiers, they quantify your emotional journey for you. The app is measuring your success at being calm, which in turn defines what success even looks like.
Which means, and the source material connects these dots, that productivity apps, meditation apps, and dating apps all share this one unifying hook. They all promise happiness.
Different surface problems, identical underlying UX feature. They are all selling a path to a better emotional version of you.
But this raises a really critical question about commodification.
Yeah.
If the pursuit of an emotional state, something that we've always seen as internal and messy and earned, is suddenly packaged and sold as a subscription, what are we losing?
That is the friction point. That's what we need to talk about. The implication is that technology starts to define the parameters of emotional success for us. If happiness can be quantified as a feature, it implies it can be optimized and achieved just by, tapping on a screen for 20 minutes a day.
And that creates a feedback loop.
A powerful one. When we get these reliable little digital rewards for our emotional effort, a notification that your streak is alive, you are 80% calmer metric, we can, without even realizing it, start to confuse that algorithmic comfort with real, authentic satisfaction.
We risk outsourcing our own emotional growth.
Yes. To simplified, trackable metrics and a subscription fee.
That is genuinely a bit chilling. It's like, are we confusing efficiency in reporting on our emotions with the actual work of processing them? Just because the tool is easy to use, does that mean the emotional work has become easy?
That's it. It's the difference between an app telling you you're calm through a smooth interface and actually experiencing deep, resilient calm when you're out in the messy, real world. The tech sells the scaffolding, not the actual structure.
Okay, this is where the source material gets really granular. It dives into the monetization strategies across 3 main categories. Let's start with the most obvious one, meditation apps.
Right. Meditation and mindfulness apps are the purest form of this model. They are directly monetizing the absence of friction. You are explicitly paying to have stress and anxiety removed, usually through this huge library of guided sessions. The product is the feeling.
And the mechanism is the subscription. You get the free basic version of Calm, but you're told that deeper, lasting, pro-level Calm, that requires an annual fee.
It turns mental health from a practice into a privilege you access.
A tiered service.
Exactly. They offer a digital sanctuary, they use voice cadence, sound design, all to produce a psychological outcome. You're buying a reliable, controlled environment for your mind, and it's billed monthly.
Okay, so let's move to the ones that seem purely functional, but are playing the same game. Productivity apps. On the surface, it's just checklists and calendars, but really, they're selling happiness through the promise of control.
The pitch is so clear. Disorganization creates stress. Control leads to success. Success leads to well-being. So the product isn't the checklist feature, it's the feeling of being on top of your life.
So things like time blocking or habit tracking, they're basically just digital anxiety filters.
That's a great way to think of it. If you can see the chaos of your life contained in a neat little Gantt chart, the app has delivered on its core emotional promise. You are paying for the feeling of being invulnerable to chaos. And that's a huge part of what we consider happiness today.
The emotional payoff of control. You pay for the architecture that promises to wall off the messiness of the world. Okay, final category from the source material, and this one's fascinating. Dating apps. They don't sell calm or efficiency, but they are absolutely selling emotional fulfillment.
They monetize the most core human need there is. Intimacy, connection. They position themselves as this necessary, optimized path to romantic happiness. You're basically paying a fee to bypass the friction and the awkwardness of the real world.
And the key mechanism here has to be that intermittent reward system. It's designed for stickiness.
Absolutely. The match, the little notification, the start of a conversation. It's a small, unpredictable psychological reward, a little dopamine hit, and it's calibrated just enough to keep you swiping, to keep you engaged, selling the possibility of finding that connection.
And then they charge you for better odds.
Right. The monetization is often about selling higher visibility, the boosts, the premium features. You're fundamentally paying to improve your statistical chances of achieving the emotional outcome you want. You are paying for a higher probability of love.
So when you look at all 3, meditation, productivity, dating, they're not selling software. They are selling engineered emotional outcomes, a product designed to mitigate your anxiety, your stress, or your loneliness.
And when you connect those dots, what really stands out isn't just the individual apps, it's that they represent this coherent, massive market trend. This is a huge slice of the digital economy, and it's all based on selling our feelings back to us as a service. The market has decided our emotions are a resource, something to be optimized and, priced.
That's such a powerful synthesis. Tech has formalized and monetized our emotional states. It's turned wellness, that messy personal thing, into just another part of the user experience. It's the new standard. Okay, so we've established it. The App Store of Emotions is open for business. It's defining and delivering happiness and calm as features on your phone. And here is where it gets really important for you, the listener, as you navigate all this.
And this is the final thought to leave you with. If the tech industry successfully defines and packages happiness as a downloadable feature, as something you can optimize with a subscription and a daily check-in, does that fundamentally change what we expect well-being to even look like?
Do we lose something?
Do we, as a society, begin to lose the capacity for messy, unoptimized, non-quantifiable emotional growth? Just because the easy digital path is always there. That's a question worth exploring long after this deep dive is over.
Absolutely. That framework of optimized versus authentic is something we all need to think about every time we hit subscribe. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the monetization of emotion.
We'd encourage you to just look at your own phone screen today and ask, what emotional state am I currently subscribing to? Am I paying for the feeling or for the function?
We'll catch you next time.